We often hear stories about ghosts, ghouls, and vampires in our daily lives. But in India, every state has specific types of supernatural entities that are part of the local folklore. For instance, you have the Panduba in Bihar, Naliba in Karnataka, and Kabis or Chakwa in the Maharashtra region. Similarly, in the mountains of Uttarakhand, you find the Masan, Achari, and Brahma Rakshas. If you aren't familiar with the culture of the mountains, and decide to explore these remote villages with the attitude and ways of the plains, like Delhi or Agra, you might just come face to face with these powers of Uttarakhand. And friend, once you are in their grasp, you often have to return to these very mountains just to free yourself. Something similar happened to one of our subscribers, Ankur, who went on a road trip to Uttarakhand. This story is as cautionary as it is terrifying. You will learn very clearly what not to do when visiting the mountains. Ankur hails from the city of Bisalpur in Uttar Pradesh. In June 2020, he came to Dehradun to take admission in a defense academy to prepare for the Air Force exams. The academy provided a hostel for the students. During this time, Ankur made 4 friends, Shivam and Kapil from Kanpur, Adi from Bihar, and Amit from Rajasthan. While they were preparing for their exams, their friendship grew very strong. A few months later, the exams took place, but none of them were selected. They decided they were wasting time and money there, so everyone returned to their respective cities to pursue simple graduation degrees from local colleges. Time passed, and after 3 years, their graduation was complete. Throughout this time, they stayed connected via calls and video calls, but they never met in person. On April 15, 2024, Kapil called on a WhatsApp group. He said, "It's been so long, and we haven't met. Why don't we go on a trip? It'll be a reunion. Soon some of us will go abroad for masters or get married, and who knows if we'll meet again." No one could refuse. They all agreed on a location, the Munsiyari hill station in Uttarakhand. Since Ankur lived in Bisalpur, which was the nearest point to Munsiyari, about 375 kilometers away, he suggested, "Everyone come to my house 2 or 3 days early. We'll prep and leave for the road trip from here." On May 25, 2024, everyone reached Ankur's house. They rested on the 26th and planned to leave on the evening of the 27th. Ankur suggested leaving after 6 p.m. to avoid traffic. But Ankur was unaware that in their attempt to skip traffic, they were about to encounter something else entirely. At 5 p.m., they loaded their luggage into Ankur's Tata Harrier. At 7 p.m., they finally left Bisalpur for Munsiyari. After driving about 50 kilometers, they spotted a beer shop. They picked up some beer and continued, drinking, eating, playing music, and driving slowly. Meeting after 3 years, they had a lot to talk about. Ankur explains that about 90 kilometers from Bisalpur, between Bisalpur and Banbasa, there is a place called Khatima. The Khatima area has an 18-kilometer stretch of dense jungle. Ankur was driving slowly through this jungle route. It was around 10:15 p.m. Suddenly, Adi, the guy from Bihar, put his hand on Ankur's shoulder and said, "Brother, stop. I need to use the toilet." Ankur pulled the car over in the middle of the jungle. Adi got out to relieve himself. Ankur jokingly told the others, "If anyone else needs to go, go now. I'm not stopping again. If I have to stop later, I'll charge 200 rupees per pee break." They all laughed and joked. Amidst the banter, they didn't realize how much time had passed. Adi had been gone for 8 to 10 minutes. Kapil said, "Hey Ankur, Adi isn't back yet. How long does it take to pee?" Amit joked, "The rascal is drunk on beer. Maybe he fell asleep on the roadside." Amit stepped out to check. He saw Adi standing exactly where he had stopped, staring intently into the jungle. Amit called out, "Hey Adi, how long will you pee? Come back to the car." Adi stood there and said, "Amit, get everyone out of the car and come here quickly." Amit brought the others to Adi. Adi pointed and said, "Brother, look how beautiful that girl standing there is." Everyone looked toward the jungle, but they saw no one. Adi said, "Look, she's leaving now." The group said, "Have you lost your mind? No car or bike stopped here. Where would a girl come from?" Kapil added, "You're too high, Adi. Get in the car quietly." Adi walked back to the car, eyes still fixed on the jungle. They sat him inside, but he kept insisting, "Brother, I saw her. She was very lovely. She smiled at me and then walked into the jungle when you guys arrived." Ankur mentioned that on that road, other than 2 forest department checkposts, they hadn't seen a single human soul. They somehow managed to calm Adi down. Adi, however, kept staring out of the window. Just 10 minutes after leaving that spot, Adi grabbed Ankur from the back seat again. "Brother, I see her again. Look, she's standing by the side of the road." Ankur got angry. "Let me drive. Why are you disturbing me?" Adi pleaded. "Brother, just go look once. Just once. Then I won't speak again. If you don't see her, I won't say a word. Please, just stop the car." Amit told Ankur, "Okay, pull over. Let's look just to satisfy him." They parked on the side of the road again. They got out and walked about 15 to 20 meters back from the car. They noticed a narrow path leading from the road into the jungle. Adi stood silently, staring at that path. He said, "When we were crossing just now, I saw her standing right here." His friends stared at him in anger. Then Adi said, "This path goes inside. Come on, let's just go in a little bit and see." Amit, being the eldest, said, "Fine, let's go in and check, just to satisfy him." Adi insisted. "She probably went inside. Come with me." They walked about 50 meters down the path into the jungle. They didn't see a girl, but they saw a small house-like structure under a tree, surrounded by tall grass. They walked up to it. It had stone walls on 3 sides, but the front wall looked like it was made of black coal. They looked around, high and low, but saw no girl. Suddenly, Shivam noticed something on the coal-like wall. Something was written in white. He went closer and read, "Chalo koi to aaya milne." Look, someone finally came to meet. Shivam called everyone over. As soon as they read that line, a cold wave of fear ran through them. No one spoke. Amit just said, "Let's get out of here." They grabbed Adi and dragged him back to the car. Adi kept screaming, "Let's meet her. Let's meet that girl." They scolded him, shoved him into the car, and locked the doors. It was 10:45 p.m. They drove 64 kilometers to a place called Naula Pani. Munsiyari was still 235 kilometers away. Forums suggest spirits can write things themselves if they have possessed someone to do it for them. But at that moment, this didn't cross anyone's mind. Ankur stopped the car at Naula Pani, saying, "Let's rest. My brain has stopped working." In this village, there was a shop called Mahakal Kirana Store and an adjacent dhaba selling tea and Maggi. It was around 12 a.m. They ordered tea and sat in a circle on chairs outside. They were talking about Adi, mocking him. What happened to him, acting like a lunatic? After tea and stretching, Kapil told Ankur, "You've been driving for a long time. You sit in the back, I'll drive." Ankur agreed. They got into the car. Kapil was in the driver's seat. Suddenly Adi said, "Look at the chair. She is sitting there." Everyone looked, but no one saw her. Adi said, "Brother, she is calling me outside," and started opening the door. They grabbed his hand. "Are you crazy?" Ankur scolded him severely. Adi screamed back in anger, "Am I mad that I can see her? I don't know why you guys can't see her." They still thought Adi was just drunk and out of his senses. Ankur told Kapil, "Start the car, let's leave." They left Naula Pani. After driving for an hour, about 45 kilometers, they reached an area called Churni, 60 kilometers before Pithoragarh. It was around 1:30 a.m. Kapil said, "Ankur, the car isn't taking the load. I'm flooring the accelerator, but it's moving very slowly. It feels like someone is holding the car back." Ankur said, "It's a hilly area with a steep climb. Maybe that's why. The engine is under load." While they were discussing this, the car suddenly shut down. Ankur said, "Let it stay off for a bit." Kapil worried the clutch plate might be burnt due to overheating. They got out, put water in the car, and smoked cigarettes, while waiting for it to cool down in the desolate Churni region for 20 to 25 minutes. When it was time to leave, Kapil said, "Ankur, you drive. I'm not used to these hills. I might burn the clutch and get us stuck." Ankur took the driver's seat. They moved barely 2 kilometers when the car stopped again. This time, no matter how much Ankur tried, it wouldn't start. Shivam said, "Where are we stuck? There's no one else on this road." Ankur Googled mechanics. He found 3 or 4 numbers. 2 didn't pick up. One said he couldn't come before 10 a.m. The last one, who was nearest, said, "Brother, it's 2 a.m. I can reach you by 5 a.m. Send me the location." Then the mechanic added a stern warning. "Whatever happens, get inside the car and do not come out by mistake until I reach you. Turn on the blower and sleep. Keep the windows rolled up. If anyone passes by, waves, knocks, or even if you hear your friend's voice outside, do not exit the vehicle." Hearing this, fear took root in Ankur's heart. He thought about Adi's behavior. He told Shivam to sit in the front and put Adi in the back middle seat, flanked by the other 2. They locked themselves in. They panicked. wondering whose face they had looked at first thing in the morning to have such bad luck. Amit, trying to lighten the mood, said, "Why stress? It's just 3 hours. Let's play music and talk. We came to enjoy." The mood lightened slightly. Half an hour later, at 2:30 a.m., they saw a car approaching from the front. The atmosphere turned serious instantly. Ankur said, "Turn off the music." The car stopped right next to them. An uncle and auntie were in the front seats. The uncle rolled down his window. He looked about 60 to 65. He signaled and asked, "What are you doing here?" Kapil whispered, "Ankur, don't roll down the window." Ankur ignored the man and avoided eye contact. The uncle honked 2 to 3 times. Amit said, "They look like locals. We should talk to them once." Ankur rolled the window down slightly. The uncle asked again, "What are you doing here?" Ankur explained the breakdown and the mechanic. The uncle said, "Roll your window up and stay quietly inside. There is a danger of wild animals and many other things. This is common in Uttarakhand. If there are negative energies, there are also deities, devtas. They will come in any form to warn you or get you out of trouble." The uncle warned them again and drove off. Kapil and Shivam were half asleep. Amit, Adi and Ankur were wide awake. 15 minutes after the uncle left, Adi said, "I'm suffocating, I need to go out." This woke the others up. Amit said, "No, you aren't going anywhere. We'll roll down the windows." Adi insisted, "Just 2 minutes. I need air. I won't go far." They rolled down the windows. Adi got out and walked a short distance away. A minute later, Ankur said, "Amit, do you hear that?" Adi is talking to someone. Amit asked, "What sound?" Ankur said, "Listen closely. There is a second person answering him." They strained their ears. Adi was speaking slowly, and a female voice was responding. If he were on the phone, they wouldn't hear the girl's voice so clearly. Their mental alarms went off. Ankur opened the door slightly and peeked. He saw Adi sitting on a small culvert, roadside parapet, facing away, talking to someone. Ankur said, "Get out quickly." They approached Adi. Amit asked, "Who are you talking to?" Adi didn't answer. His head was tilted. Suddenly, he straightened up and stared at Amit. Ankur said, "Why are you staring? Tell us who you're talking to." Adi stared at Ankur. Ankur said, "I'll slap you. You'll snap out of it." Adi's reaction shook them to their core. Adi spoke, but with a girl's voice mixed with his own. "You people have been bothering me since 10 p.m. You aren't letting me talk to Adi." Terror struck them. Amit, trembling, asked, "Adi, what's wrong with you?" Adi replied, dual voice, "Nothing happened to me. I will take him with me." Amit asked, "Take him where?" The voice replied, "Back to where you dragged him away from," pointing toward the jungle house. They ran back to the car and locked the doors. Adi stayed by the culvert. After a while, Adi walked to the back of the car and started pushing it toward the deep valley, Kai. He had supernatural strength. He was actually moving the car, screaming strange sounds. Amit said, "We'll fall into the valley with the car." He grabbed Ankur, and they got out. Amit slapped Adi hard. "What is this drama?" Adi laughed maniacally and said, "You hit me? None of you will survive now." Kapil noticed something. "Ankur, look, he's pushing the car, but he isn't trying to come inside." Ankur remembered the Hanuman idol on the dashboard. He and Amit managed to grab it, wrapped it in a gamcha towel to make a necklace, and Ankur threw it around Adi's neck. Adi started thrashing and screaming, "I won't leave you, I won't leave you," and then collapsed unconscious. They put him in the car and played devotional songs, bhajans, all night. At 5:30 a.m., the mechanic arrived. While fixing the car, they told him everything. He said, "There is a temple nearby, go there immediately." They drove to the Siddheshwar Hanuman temple, 4 kilometers before Pithoragarh. The priest sprinkled holy water on Adi and made him drink some. Adi returned to normal. Then the priest said, "Adi is fine, but the boy's spirit, actually, that woman's spirit is still with him. She is waiting outside the temple. You have one of her belongings. Go back to that spot and return it immediately." Amit asked, "What item?" The priest pointed at Adi's feet. "Her Mangal Sutra is stuck in Adi's shoe. Until you return it, she will follow you." Goosebumps covered their bodies. They drove back to the jungle structure. They folded their hands, apologized for their mistake, and left the Mangal Sutra there. The priest had explained that a woman and her husband died there in a motorcycle accident years ago. The husband found peace. But the woman was still wandering, looking for a companion. Adi was her target. If he had kept that Mangal Sutra for another day, or left the mountains with it, saving him would have been impossible. They cancelled the trip and returned to Bisalpur immediately. Look, the mountains of Uttarakhand and Himachal have their own ways and laws. Some people come here with big egos, find a quiet corner, drink alcohol, smoke and litter. They forget that they might be sitting in a place inhabited by powerful entities. These powers are beyond the control of normal exorcists. So, when you come to the mountains, respect the local ways, the rituals, and nature.